All right. So, when you are a long winded person, the first tip that I want to share is don't go through and try to do a live because you are going to get cut off. And that's exactly what I did. I had to be on a call at 10 o'clock. I apologize for going live this morning, thinking I could get in those couple minutes what I was trying to come across with. So I'm just going to give you a super fast recap. I was just saying that if you're going to go live, make sure that when you go live, you don't wait to do it. I'm going to give you just a couple quick examples. My buddy and I, Randy Chafee, go and do a podcast both in audio and video every week. It's called Building Wins Live. And the podcast, when we first got started, Randy is a hybrid road warrior, and the reason that he calls himself the hybrid road warrior is because of the fact that when COVID hit, he was a kissing babies, shaking hands kind of a guy all around. Everything from the Amish community all the way up to the boardroom and everything in between. But when COVID hit, all the conventions, all the face to face and all that stuff just kind of stopped. Stopped for everybody. And kids were home, people were home for what was supposed to be a couple weeks, ended up being a couple months. Several months. 2 years in some cases. But the idea was he wanted to go and do a podcast where he could get out to people. And when the time was approaching, and this is something that Randy has, said publicly on many, videos and stuff. He said, why don't we bump it back a little bit? And I said, no. We said we were going to go live. We're going to go live on this date. And the reason being is exactly what I said this morning, which is the first is your worst. Okay, they're only going to get better. Okay, so let's just keep going. As long as you've got a good background, I'm not a suit and tie person, guys. Do I wear them on occasion? Absolutely. Used to wear them all the time. I think of a tie as a tourniquet. But I do look good in one. So every now and again I'll wear them, but you're more than likely to see me in a Batman t-shirt, Superman t-shirt, some sort of a pair of shorts, whatever the case may be, because I like to be comfortable and I work from home. So, if you're, not, got a great big stain on your shirt, you got the, again, toilet in the background, a cat using the bathroom in a cat box, a stack of dirty clothes, a unmade bed. As long as you've got a nice background, this is, a real background. That these are my books. I can touch them. I mean, it's not a backdrop. But and by the way, that's a light. It's not a real stick of dynamite. But the thing that I want to let you know is you need to do it. Okay, you can do it, and I actually do have it over here. So you can do it from this. Okay, guys, this is the most basic way to do it, and there's nothing wrong with going live. I will tell you, if you're doing this while you're talking, it's going to make people sick. I have vertigo. When I'm watching somebody that's shaking all around, it makes me just want to, get dizzy and throw up. So if you can, have something like a little stand or something that you can hold your image steady. But this, guys, is everything that you need. I mean, not only for video, but you have everything that we ever had as a kid in this. Okay, this is essentially Star Trek. Okay, I mean, when they used to do the and talk into it. I mean, this is a newspaper. This is a radio station. This is a news broadcast. This is everything. Okay, I mean, you've got the power in your hand with this. But when you're doing a video and you're doing it in this particular case, I'm doing it from a webcam, so it's one step up from doing it with the phone. Just make sure that you are, and I apologize if you hear my dog barking. I work at home, guys. That's one of the things that can happen. And another thing that I want to talk to you about, just make sure that there isn't a bunch of crazy chaos going around. Make sure dog barking I don't count as chaos. Try to turn off your stuff, which, by the way, I did not turn off my phone, so let me do that right now. But the other thing is you just need to go live, because if you have something that you're wanting to share, then what's going to happen is the people are going to glean the information and they're going to move on. Unless you have something nuts happen, you stand up and you're pantsless. Your kid is strangling your cat in the background, or beating your dog, or whatever. I mean, that kind of stuff is either going to get you in trouble, because somebody's going to be like, listen, something crazy just happened on this. You need to go to their house and take their kids and their pets away. But as long as something nuts isn't happening, and you're, presenting yourself in a professional way, you've got a professional background, and you've got a modicum of professional equipment. In this case, a basic camera, a sound coming off of your computer, your laptop, you're good to go. Okay, I mean, that's all you really need. Okay, do I have the fancy lights and all that stuff? Yes. Do I have the very fancy cameras? Yes. Do I have the fancy setup? Yes, but you don't need it. Okay, and right now I'm going off of very, very basic, like I said, just a webcam and a sound from my computer. But the thing that I wanted to tell you with Randy was he got started, and now we're over 200 guests. Okay, and he does great, and it feeds his business, which is essentially what these do. Okay, guys, when you write a book, I mean, now if you're Anthony Robbins, or Gary Vaynerchuk or someone like that, you're going to make a lot of money off of a book. Okay. But if you're just an average person, then when you write a book, it really is kind of just a costly business card. Okay. It's going to lead generally to something else. These are the same way. A podcast, a video presentation is generally going to just feed whatever else you're doing. Okay. And so as long as you're providing good information, and you have, like I said, just a modicum of professionalism, that's all you need. Okay. And I wanted to tell you about a second situation. I just got back from Salt Lake City. I was out there for a company that I'm going to be doing business with, and have been doing business with for over a year. But I'm just now starting to talk about it, because I wanted to wait, for them to, kind of stand the test of time before I kind of dropped anchor with it. But during the convention, there was a young lady up on stage. And I went back to my chair, very, very early. As a matter of fact, there were only myself and two other people in the entire, audience of thousands that were there. And she was up on stage, and she was looking at her teleprompter, well, not teleprompter, but I guess monitor that is on the ground, that was not only giving her how much time she had left, but any notes that she had and whatnot. And then they were teaching her how to use the clicker, and which would change the slides and whatnot, or bring up slides. And so you could just tell she was nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs, right? And so it was just really, really weird to hear her. Never done it ever. They were teaching her for the very first time, and now she's staring out at this absolute sea of chairs, and only three people, myself being one of them. Luckily, we were off to the side, so she didn't even have really any probably idea that we were over there. But the thing I want to point out is that she looked absolutely terrified. She was messing up. She was confused. She was like, how do I do this again? Oh, this, I mean, she was going back and forth, and you could hear her trembling in her voice. It wasn't an hour later, and she was up on stage in front of thousands of people, and very different from what I'm doing right now, even. Or I guess I could be in front of thousands of people, but here's the thing. She was literally in front of thousands of people. And I'm going to tell you something. Even though I had just seen her in the preparation time. And even though she did have a couple hiccups, you never really would have known it, especially if you hadn't have seen her, before like I did. I mean, then I really knew, why those couple hiccups happened. But everyone had a hiccup or two. They just kept going on. We saw the Iron Cowboy. I noticed that a couple of the slides, may not have worked for him the same way. They advanced maybe a couple, and he was able to fix it because that's what he does. But the point that I'm trying to tell you is that when you go live and you're doing this sort of stuff, you just need to do it, because when you do it, you're going to get better and better and better and better and better. And that is exactly what and why you need to do it. Because something that I'd mentioned this morning was that Randy goes to many conventions, and I hit quite a few conventions myself, and not nearly as many as Randy. But when I'm doing work with one of my clients, Mighty Line, we go to these conventions, and I'll admit I'm generally working, scanning badges and whatnot. But when I do get a chance to walk the floor, there is not a great deal of people doing video. And it was very odd because I and one of my fellow Mighty Line people, Dave Tabor, were doing videos, and then oddly enough, the booth right next to us was doing videos. But as you looked around, we were the only ones, doing it. I mean, there were booths set up that were podcasts, professional podcasts, like with the glass around them, and I don't know if it was glass or if I'm being honest, or if it was just plastic. It probably plastic, or even maybe some sort of just sound barrier. But the point is, they had it blocked in to where they could actually do like a continuous broadcast. You'll see those every now and again, but in the grand scheme of things, when you look at the hundreds of booths and you only see a couple people here and there doing it, that just goes to show you that even though the power is there, and you got this, which will quite literally, you don't need to bring that studio with the four walls and the big studio cameras and the professional mics and the you name it, whatever they have at the table. All you really need is this, okay? And you can walk around, you can take B footage, which is essentially like, people walking by, maybe, pictures of products, people laughing, whatever. And then you can have your interview stuff where you're actually talking to people. You can have, maybe focuses in on the products, and then take the sound out of that when you come home, and, add, sound over it, and do all sorts of things. But you can do it all from here, okay? And, people don't do it, and the thing that you need to know is that, we have the ability through taking those videos to go and repurpose it into a plethora of things that you could have, weeks, months, and maybe a year of content from just one very large video. Okay. And it's a long tail stuff into several repurposed things. So I just want you to make sure that you're doing that. And then, something I told you that I didn't do in the last video, I'm going to put it up for you. And that is, if you go to weswyatt.com/newsletter, I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff in the future, in the form of AI, in the form of the network marketing, because I want you guys to know, especially from a multiple streams of income standpoint. And I want to give you a solid disclaimer. I am not in any way, shape, or form a tax attorney or a accountant, or I never want to be one of those people that flashes checks or gives numbers, because I'm not that guy. And the other thing is it's highly illegal to do that. But the thing that you want to realize is that you have your main job, whatever that may be. For me, I work from home, but it wasn't always like that. So by having these multiple streams of income, in this case, my bread and butter is doing, and my main job is doing producing and directing a podcast and social media. But then, the other things that I do is, I do affiliate marketing, which if I put something out and I let people know it's an affiliate link, if they click it, I may get a commission. It may be a one-time commission. It may be an ongoing commission if they stick with the product. That's one thing. Network marketing is another thing that I'm adding to that multiple stream of income, because if you are, like in my case, are taking nutraceuticals and skin type stuff, you're going to be able to bring people in that help you do that, that also have a passion for it. They bring people in. I spoke about this yesterday, and I'm just going to let you know, please get the stigma out of your mind about network marketing, at least when I talk about network marketing as that dreaded pyramid scheme, because a lot of people have this negative connotation about network marketing. And I'm going to tell you the two reasons that they do. The two reasons are, one, they think it's a pyramid scheme. They'll say, are you in one of those things? Or they'll say it's a pyramid scheme. And like I told you yesterday, and I'll keep, kind of reiterating at some point, probably talk about it and then like maybe make a reference to another video so that I don't sound like a broken record. But the structure of any position, no matter where you're at, especially if you're in any sort of corporate, job, you're going to be looking at a CEO, other officers underneath them, COOs and CFOs and whatnot. And then you're going to be looking at upper management, which, is going to be more people than that are officers. And then you're going to be looking at middle management, which is more than that. And then you're going to be looking at the people that are the staff and the workers. And that's, huge. And if you look at that structure, it's a pyramid. Okay. So when you look at network marketing, it's the exact same thing. You are in there at the top. You bring people in who are, are under you, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger as it goes down. So that's the structure of it. And the pyramid scheme is where people put money into something without getting anything else, no product, no anything. And then, it pays out to someone underneath them and then underneath them. But at some point, or I should say it goes up. But at some point when the people are in, the money is not going to come back. Okay. That's why it's a pyramid scheme. Okay. So that's not what we're talking about here. I wouldn't get involved in a pyramid scheme. But anyway, the second thing that people don't get involved in network marketing for is the reason that you're probably going to hear more than the pyramid scheme. And that is, the extremely high attrition where people come in and then leave. And then the other thing is the same sort of concept, the idea that it has such a low success rate. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you guys something. This is going to ruffle a few feathers, but it's the truth. And that is this. Okay. When you get into anything, okay, whether it's when you're a baby and you're learning to walk, you don't just stand up and run. Okay. If you do, you're a freak. Okay. Highly gifted. But you crawl and you fall down and you pull yourself up, you fall down. Babies would be the best network marketers in the world. The other ones would be skateboarders. Skateboarders seem to fall down and fall down and fall down and fall down and until they stick it. I love watching skateboarders. I can't do it, but I love watching them. But the people that get into network marketing, a lot of them will get in and they don't see that return immediately, that give and take so fast that they just decide it doesn't work. But the thing that I would tell you guys, and I want you to really, really internalize, is, and because of that, people will call it a scam. They'll say, don't get into one of those things. Okay. Let me give you a couple other scams. Okay. One is, a lot of people that go to college and get a degree, never use that degree. Okay. But that doesn't mean that it's a scam. The other thing is when people get involved in real estate, insurance, cutting hair, all three things require a license. Okay. There's untold amount of people that get all those degrees. And hey, what's up there, Tim Lord, my brother? I'm gonna bring you up above here. Um, Love this guy. Uh, when they get those licenses, okay, they will find real quick that they don't sell a house, they don't sell one insurance policy, they don't cut one strand of hair. Okay, does that mean it's a scam? All right, and the answer is no. All things that are worth having take time. Okay, and network marketing is no different. It is not for the faint of heart. All right, and even though it has more millionaires in it than sports, music, and authors combined, there are probably, and this number varies from what you hear, but it's for sure probably 98, 99% failure rate. But it doesn't mean it's a scam. It means that those people that failed just did not give it the time to be a success. Okay, there's a situation where I like to attribute it to going and seeing a play. Many times the people on stage are the same and the audience changes, but that doesn't mean it's a scam. Those people got started at some point, and it's kind of funny because I was talking to a buddy of mine, my buddy Ed Drost, and we were talking about people that come in and they bring teams with them from maybe another company or something like that, and you think, well, yeah, they're making all this money, but they brought a team in, but it's a horrible attitude, guys. I'm gonna tell you why. At some point, it might have been 10, 20 years ago, they got involved and they were right where you were. Okay, they were starting out, and they did it with cassette tapes. They did it with paper applications. There was no signing people up online because online didn't exist. They did it with fax machines. They did it with cassette tapes. They did it with paper apps. They did it with home parties. They did it with hotel meetings and things like that. And it was rough. Okay. I mean, I was doing it in those days. 1987 is when I started. None of this stuff was around. So, if we'd had this back then, I mean, it'd have been kooky. But the one thing I want to tell you is it's not a scam. It just takes a lot of work. Okay. And you have to keep mining and keep mining. And, one of the things that I saw on stage this weekend was they were showing people pumping a water pump. And it reminded me of my buddy Ben Gay the third, who used to carry Zig Ziglar's pump, for him on stage. And they would talk about, just the fact that, when you get that pump going, it takes a lot to get that water up, but once you do, you can do it with, a couple fingers. And, but then if you stop, then you're going to have to start again and have that initial, hard work to get that water up again. And so the same thing is with the income. When you are pumping now, it might not bring forth the effort that you're doing right now until months later. But if you stop, then you're going to have that big span of time where you weren't doing any activity, and thus you're not going to have the pay. So guys, it just takes work. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, I mentioned affiliate marketing. I mentioned network marketing. Another thing is courses. I'm going to have courses for you. I'm going to have consulting for you. I'm going to have memberships for you. And all those things are different buckets of income streams that are coming in. And that's the stuff that I'm going to be teaching. So if you go to weswyatt.com/newsletter, it's right here. You will be able to learn exactly what I'm talking about, exactly, what the, information is I'm talking about, because Lots of things are coming. My buddy Randy and I, Randy Chafee and I, are writing a book that's going to be for Building Wins Live that we do, which will be a Building Wins series. The first one will be coming here soon. I'm going to be writing 2 books myself that could possibly turn into a series. And then if all that wasn't enough, the before mentioned Ben Gay III is the author of The Closers. We're going to be doing, Randy and I and Ben are going to be doing The Closers #6, which is going to focus on trade shows. Okay, so lots and lots and lots of information is going to be coming your way here soon, and I want you to be part of it now. Okay, don't get in later, get in now, and find out. If you don't like the stuff that I'm telling you, you can unsubscribe. I'm not going to spam you. I'm not going to pitch you. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and I'm going to put out the welcome mat right now. I would love to work with you. I'd love you to be on my team. I'd love you to be part of the network marketing, be part of trying out the tools that I use with the affiliate programs. I'd love you at some point to find the need for a course or a membership that I have, or whatever the case may be. But you're going to be able to have the choice of what you see and what you participate in. I'm not going to be that guy that's going to be hammering you. I don't have sales breath. I'm doing just fine. So this stuff is just things that is going to be a legacy for my family and for their families to come. So I want you to be part of it. Come to weswyatt.com/newsletter. And hopefully I'll be able to provide you with something that is going to give you information, like I said, on all the things I just mentioned: AI, social media, the podcasting that we're doing, the audio podcast that we're doing, and the live video that we're doing, because there's going to be a lot of very cool stuff coming your way. And weswyatt.com/newsletter will get you into the mix. weswyatt.com is going to have all sorts of stuff on it, and I'm going to be teaching you the whole market you first mentality, and just everything that's centered around that. You see the dynamite up above me. There's going to be have a dynamite day training, just lots and lots and lots of stuff, and I want you to be part of it. So I've gone a lot longer than I expected to go, almost a half hour. And this was about, going live, but those are the reasons that you go live, or those things I just mentioned. So anyway, that's all I got for you right now. Thank you for your patience this morning when I had to jump right off, but I'm back. And went from a couple minutes on the first time to half hour the second time. But if you need anything, let me know. You can always come to weswyatt.com. Go to the bottom. There's a little bubble at the bottom, and click on that, and on the bottom right. And I'd be more than glad to answer any questions that you have. But until you do, I hope that everything is going great, and that you, of course, have a dynamite day. Dynamite somewhere. Dynamite day. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a dynamite day. Bye-bye.